You're watching Times Now. The bilateral deal signed between India and the UAE has raised many questions over the Indian aviation policy. The government's decision to overlook the parliamentary panel's findings is being viewed as detrimental to Air India's commercial interests. With increased entitlement for Abu Dhabi, India's efforts to develop Delhi as a primary hub for air traffic in India will be severely hampered.
Once again, he has raised a political storm. This time, questioning the Jet Etihad deal, terming it the next big fraud. Janata Party chief Subramanian Swamy has written to the Prime Minister raising questions on why such urgency was shown towards signing a bilateral agreement over air traffic entitlement with the UAE. A decision, Swamy says, will enable Etihad Airways to vastly enhance their air traffic in India at the cost of the national carrier Air India.
This report was presented to Parliament on May of this year, where they said that this deal is against public interest. Effectively, it will mean that the hub the passenger hub for travel of Indians would shift from India to Abu Dhabi. Now, this would, of course, destroy all the Indian airlines, particularly Air India, which flies abroad.
The Etihad Jet Airways deal, once cleared, will give Etihad unbridled access to 23 cities across India and will allow Jet an additional 36,670 seats in a phased manner over the next 3 years. According to this note, the clearance for the additional entitlement of seats to the UAE was given on the 22nd of April at a high-level government meeting attended by 4 senior ministers. Just 48 hours before the Jet Etihad deal that was signed on the 24th of April. Overruling findings of the Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture, which says it will bleed Air India.
Private agreement between Jet and Etihad, where the purchase of the equity of Jet has a huge premium which is inconsistent with the market conditions. So we have to see whether there has been some kind of a quid pro quo. Why the government is rushing through in just 4 days in getting this deal implemented. They must have a review, and will be happy to assist them.
Surprisingly, just 3 years ago, all 3 private airlines, including Jet Airways, had opposed this move. Now, the opposition has raised the pitch on this deal.
On the question of what is the bilateral policy of the government. Why is it that you are signing bilaterals even when you have not exhausted what you already have? Why are you permitting access to foreign airlines much more than the access we get in their countries? This report is now being presented to the Parliament, the latest one. So on that, an action taken report has to come from the government. It's mandatory. So let us see.
Times Now asks, did the government examine the commercial implication of this largesse on Air India? Did the Civil Aviation Minister question that the UAE would offer only one port, Abu Dhabi, while India was opening up 23 ports? Did Jet know about UAE's bilateral before it inked the deal with Etihad? Bureau Report, Times Now.